Good morning, beloveds. Okay. Ooh, it's going to be a long day, a busy day. There's a lot going on. And one of the tasks that I had to do, because I fell asleep last night, was I got to email the 4 of the leaders of CSL to invite them to my ordination ceremony. And then there's another email that'll go out to everybody else. So don't worry if you haven't gotten your invitation, you will. All right. Our title is, first off, it's April 29th. Our title is God is All and All is Well. Our first quote is, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of its might. That's Ephesians 6:10. Oh, we came from the life and are in life, so we are one with life. And that is The Science of Mind, page 331. A very special thing happens to a person who has a sudden realization of the absolute nature of the truth that all of God is everywhere, equally present, and altogether good. Fear disappears in the light of this revelation. And one senses that regardless of what may appear, there is no power opposed to God. This experience is very personal to the one affected. It is a moment of understanding in the highest spiritual sense, and while one may thereafter continue to be faced with the usual challenges of daily life, there is always this underlying faith that in reality God is all and all is well. How does one come to such a faith? There is no one way, no exclusive teaching, no single esoteric discipline. But all sincere searching leads one inevitably to finding what is sought. Common to virtually all schools of unenfoldment is the basic recognition that there is a spiritual power and that it is both creator and creation. This power cannot negate itself. If it is life, it does not die. If it is peace, it cannot harm. If it is joy, it does not grieve. If it expresses itself as us, then we embody its qualities. I affirm my faith in the indwelling spirit, which is my life. I believe in the goodness and the strength of that spirit. I believe that this strength is my own strength and power to meet whatever challenges the world may present. I believe in God and in the absolute goodness of spirit. I do not accept any other reality. God is truly all. And that is CC. And we've read enough CC, we know that that is Craig Carter. Okay. And immediately what struck me about this is it's a Will Smith movie. And yes, I know he's been in the news lately and he's been in trouble lately. And the movie I'm talking about isn't even a very good movie. But, and right now I can't remember the name of it. But in the movie, he says this line, the danger is real. Fear is a choice. And so when I read lines like, where was it? Fear disappears in the light of this revelation. That's what I think of. It doesn't mean that we won't face challenges. It doesn't mean that we won't face, dangers. It doesn't mean that life is going to be simple and easy and, all of that. What it does mean that in the light of what we know, there's no reason to fear. Fear is a choice. Fear is an emotion. And when we are in the grips of fear, we make interesting choices, which don't necessarily better the situation. So when we are faced with a challenge, when we are faced with a danger, when we are faced with as a counselor friend of mine said, a non-preferred situation, when we are in fear, then we'll make one choice. But when we are in faith, we will make a different choice. And that is really, honestly, Science of Mind, the whole point really comes down to consciousness and choice. When we are conscious that we are at choice, then we know that we can do something about whatever it is. And that goes a long way to lessening fear, so that we know that in the end, it will be all good. We may get an outcome that doesn't look like what we expect, but it will still be good. And it may take time. Fortunately for us, God is not bound by time. We currently, in this material form, are bound by time. But even we aren't bound by time. Because there's an essential part of us that isn't. That's that tiny little splinter of us, that is all of us, that is God, is not bound by time. So anything is possible. So hold on to that. Hold on to that. When you read things, God is all and all is well, and you read fear disappears, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Fear is a choice. And when we know who we are, which is beloved children of God, then we can make a different choice. And fear has its place because it is a signal to us that something is not right and that we need to do something about it. So the minute that fear crops up, then that is when we look at it and we look at the information that it is bringing us, and we make a choice. We don't make a choice in fear. We don't make a choice from fear. But we make a choice because it now has our attention. Okay? It's just like we say ego. Ego is not a bad thing. Ego has a point. Ego has a place. Ego has a job. Same with fear. Okay? But it shouldn't be running the show. So, all right. So don't discount your fear. Don't make yourself wrong for your fear. Take your fear as what it is, information. And once you have looked at the information and you know who you are, then you can make a choice. And you can make a good choice. So God is all and all is well. I don't know what to do with brethren. I'm just like, you watch me try to gender neutral these things, and sometimes I'm confronted with a word that I'm just like, well, I don't know how to gender neutral that. So I'm going to try that. Finally, my siblings, be strong in the Lord and in the power of its might. Ephesians 6:10. Be strong in the Lord. Know who you are. Know that you are a beloved child of God. Know that you are made by God, of God, for God. And that power is yours to use. And then from the Science of Mind text, we came from life and are in life, so we are one with life, which is what I just said. We are made by God, of God, for God. So that's from the Science of Mind text, page 331. A very special thing happens to a person who has a sudden realization of the absolute nature of the truth, and this is open quotes, all of God is everywhere, equally present, and altogether good, close quote. All of God is everywhere equally present. There's nowhere God is not. And there's nowhere that there's just a little bit of God. And there's nowhere where there's a whole lot of God. So when you walk into a church, that's not a whole lot of God. It's all God. And when you walk into the most disastrous situation that you could think of, if you walk into a war zone and you think, well, there's either no God here or very little God here. No. It's all God. God is there too. And God is there in the people, in the situation. And so in those situations, that's where we pray that all of the people in the situations recognize who they are and who each other is. There's nowhere that there's a little God. There's nowhere that there's a lot of God. It's all God, equally present, everywhere, every when. Fear disappears in the light of this revelation, and one senses that regardless of what may appear, there is no power opposed to God. It means that we have the power to handle whatever situation we find ourselves in. Sometimes that power is to simply walk away from the situation. Sometimes that power is to start fixing it. Sometimes the power is to fix the situation. Each time it's going to be different. And we do what we are called upon to do in the situation. It's not always our job to fix the whole situation. Bear that in mind. There's too many of us that think if I'm here, then I can do it all. No, you can do something. It doesn't mean you have to do it all. This experience is very personal to the one affected. It is the moment of understanding in the highest spiritual sense. And while one may thereafter continue to be faced with the usual challenges of daily life, it's like, what do you do before enlightenment? Chop wood and carry water. What do you do after enlightenment? Chop wood and carry water. When you are faced with the usual challenges of daily life, there is always this underlying faith that in reality, God is all and all is well. It means that I can handle it. It means you can handle it. We have what we need to handle the situation. All right? The daily challenges of life. We are at choice. How does one come to such a faith? And here's where this is what Ernest, the firm believer, there's no one way. There's no one way. How many people are there on this planet? That's how many ways there are. All right. Everybody's going to find it a little differently. No exclusive teaching, no single esoteric discipline, but all sincere searching leads one inevitably to find what is sought. Sincere searching. Common to virtually all schools of unfoldment is the basic recognition that there is a spiritual power and that it is both creator and creation. This power cannot negate itself. If it is life, it does not die. If it is peace, it cannot harm. If it is joy, it does not grieve. And if it expresses itself as us, then we embody its qualities. And that is what Science of Mind teaches. Science of Mind teaches these are the qualities of God. And each and every one of us have them built into us, just like we have. We come with the Christ consciousness installed in us. It is up to us to recognize them and use them. And then, when we know who we are, when we are in alignment with the qualities of God, even the challenges will be handled with grace and ease. I affirm my faith in the indwelling spirit, which is my life. I believe in the goodness and the strength of that spirit. I believe that this spirit is my own strength and power to meet whatever challenge the world may present. I believe in God and in the absolute goodness of spirit. I do not accept any other reality. God is truly all. All right, so that's Craig Carter. The mission today, should we choose to accept it? I don't know what you think it might be, but I'm going to use this one. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is sincere searching. And accept the sincere searching of those around us. All teachers are our guideposts. We can't tell you how to do it. All we can do is shine the light on the path and walk beside you as you walk your path. That's the truth. So recognize that you also shine your light. You also support each other's paths. But we don't tell each other how to walk them. That is the sincere searching on our part. We understand that we all walk a different path, even if it's only a slight variation. So sincere searching, that's the mission. Whatever it is that you are searching for in the moment, if you do it sincerely, you will find it. And as with spirit, it may not look like what we thought when we set out looking. All right, beloveds, I am going to move into the process of my day, but I'm going to encourage you, as I always do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. Engage all 5 senses on that cup of coffee. Go for a walk, take a nap, do something fun, rest, accept your destiny. I mentioned I sent my, the orientation or the ordination ceremony invitations to the some of the leaders in CSL. So, I'm accepting my destiny there. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Do something to engage your mind and your body. Do something to, I just am all discombobulated this morning. First off, do the spiritual practice. Practice on yourself. All right? You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Do something to engage your mind and your body. Go get that face full of sun first thing this morning. There were no clouds in the sky this morning. It was absolutely fabulous. Loved it. So, which is part of the reason why I'm wide awake this morning. Yay. Drink plenty of water and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. Fear is a choice. And so is heaven. It is a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness. And when we are open to who we are, beloved children of God, then heaven is easy. So, take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. It's a great way to make that first step. Okay. I'm back on track. Have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, an enchanting day, a magical day. A Friday. Because it is Friday. And I have no idea what tomorrow morning is going to look like, so we will deal with tomorrow morning when we deal with tomorrow morning. And go do something with your friends or a friend day. And if it's not today, choose tomorrow. All right. Have a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. Always. Okay. You know where we are on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias. Take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. Know that I will be back with you around 9 a.m. I mean, it's Saturday. I get to go to the park. So, and did I say the email info at creativelife.org if you want to know what's going on when I don't? Because there's a class coming up. There are book studies going on. There's an ordination coming up. And yeah. Oh, and the mobile food event coming up. So, all right. That's what I know. Know that you're loved. Know that I will be with you soon. And I will see you next time. All right, beloveds.